Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where we take a look at someone else's mock draft. And I'm mocking, giving my views, thoughts, and opinions. Got a good one for you today as we're checking out the Draft Network's own Keith Sanchez. Haven't looked at the mock draft yet, so I'm very excited to take a peek. But what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content as always. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, where we have that nice, beautiful football discourse. Let's go ahead and get this sucker started, because we're gonna have back-to-back Bears picks, unless they're doing trades in this one. They are not. Caleb Williams is the pick. Bears will be the next one. Listen, Bears fans. I don't know the latest stats of Justin Fields with the was a dislocated thumb, I believe. Let me get an injury round. Oh, Julio's joining the Eagles. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Makes me want to go ahead and trade Devontae Smith. You're like, oh, he ain't going to be taking reps away from Devontae Smith. Yeah, but now there's another mouth to feed in there. And it's not like Devontae Smith's been having big games as of late. But I mean, okay, with Justin Fields, it's like if you're drafting at 2, you probably are thinking quarterback. It just so happens that Carolina is currently the worst team. And I say that the worst team in terms of rankings, in terms of their record in the National Football League. So you now have the first. So it's like, this is kind of a game-changing draft. This is a franchise-changing draft for the Bears here. You go Caleb Williams, and you see what you can get for Justin Fields in a trade. Sucks, but it's the right move. Let's see. I imagine pick 2 is gonna be, what's that cat's name? Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't know why I forgot it. On a side note, Trace McSorley signed to the Bears practice squad. Oh, the legend lives. All right. Pick 2's Olu Fashanu. Very interesting. Williams likes to hold on to the ball to let big plays develop. It hasn't quite worked with Fields. Then again, I just feel like Fields isn't seeing it. That being said, the Bears are going to need an upgrade of the offensive line. Fashanu has all the physical tools and athleticism to be an all-pro player in the NFL. Williams will have the comfort of being able to hold on to the football with Fashanu protecting his blind side. So, I mean, it kind of sucks that I don't think Braxton Jones has played bad. But, I mean, instantly, bam, you got a good swing tackle, and you have someone that has some value now, like Braxton Jones. I mean, a team that's like maybe desperate to get some competition or a good player there at left tackle might be willing to throw a decent pick to get Braxton Jones. So, but I'm still in the Marvin Harrison train of thought when it comes to this. Denver Broncos, Drake Maye going to the Broncos. Maye is closing the gap when it comes to Williams. I mean, to be fair, he was kind of aided by Caleb having a really bad game against Notre Dame. But Denver, apparently there is a way to move on from Russell Wilson. It's still going to be like financially like sucks. I think it's like 37 million dead money, but that's like 50 million less than you would think of. I don't know exactly the scenario. I want to say it's like maybe a post June 1st trade, I think is how it works. I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that. But there is a way, but you're still eating a significant amount of cap. I think the Broncos are going to be clearing a lot of cap, whether it's at the trade deadline or this offseason, moving on from guys maybe like Jerry Jeudy, maybe like Cortland Sutton, Garrett Bowles, some of those older guys that have lucrative deals. So I think Sean Payton is going to go ahead, get his guy, and just kind of blow this thing up in Denver. New England Patriots, they're going to go with Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, how can you not? I mean, the top two quarterbacks are off the board. Marvin Harrison's sitting there right at you, and you're like, well, all right, we don't have playmakers, so yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Does this mean you're sticking with Mac Jones? I don't think that's necessarily true. I mean, ideally, you do want to bring in some, I was going to say some competition for Mac Jones, but what if they sign Kirk Cousins? I really think, like, my number one spot for Kirk Cousins this free agency is probably the Patriots. To me, that makes kind of the most sense for a Kirk Cousins, but I guess we shall see. But Marvin Harrison in town. They finally got receiving talent. Arizona Cardinals take Malik Neighbors. Ooh, I do like Malik Neighbors. I guess, yeah, he's a bit different than what they got currently at receiver. You get a nice, a guy that can create separation on all three levels of the field. Phenomenal after the catch. So, like, I don't know. It's kind of hard. This is a very, like, at the top right now, it's a very offensive heavy draft. And for the Cardinals, you kind of want defense. I mean, you could get your pick of any defensive player here. The question is it worth a top 5 pick? But I don't hate Malik Neighbors. This is actually the highest I've seen him go. Listen, I know you love the NFL draft as much as I do, and you're going to want a nice hefty watch list of players during this college football season. Well, go ahead, check out my draft guide. You can purchase it for only $30 by Venmoing or PayPaling me. Links in the description. It's a one-time payment, and you get it for this whole draft cycle and forever and always. Technically, it's a Google spreadsheet, so send me your email when you send the payment. I'll get you hooked up. You will see my current prospect rankings and big board, my full evals, and guess what? It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So it's a great purchase, and it's a great way to support the channel. Oh man, the receivers are starting to come off the board. Keon Coleman going to the Giants. They're looking at Keon Coleman like, hey, you ain't Kenny Galladay, are you? But hey, you're stuck with Daniel Jones for another season. Might as well try building around him. You can make comments about the offensive line, but just bringing in veterans, just throwing rookies at the problem only isn't going to solve it. Maybe look at free agency this year and just invest financially into protecting Daniel Jones. All right, Minnesota Vikings are going Michael Penix Jr. They kind of have to go quarterback with Kirk Cousins heading out. I mean, Penix, he beat Bo Nix this week. I thought both quarterbacks looked pretty darn good. So I guess if you got an affinity, like you got an affinity for one or the other, then fine, cool. You do you, baby boo. I lean to Nix, but I'm not gonna argue with Penix. All right, Tennessee Titans. They're going with J.C. Latham, so he's the second tackle off the board here. They have a tackle problem. Peter Skoronski, man, give him a shot at tackle. Andre Dillard's played bad. Move him into guard. You got Nicholas Petit-Frere. He didn't look good, though they didn't want to play him this week, but he had to step in for the injured the injured Andre Dillard? I think so, but Nicholas Petit-Frere is also a guy that can kick into guard. I thought he was going to start his career as a guard in the NFL, but I do like the Titans addressing the offensive line. This is kind of a team without an identity right now, and having a better offensive line will kind of help formulate that identity. But I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. Thank you so much for being the sponsor of the video. When you use promo code Broshmo at Underdog Fantasy, when you use it to sign up at Underdog Fantasy, then they will match your first deposit up to $100 reduce. That means if you use promo code Broshmo when you sign up, your first deposit's $5, you got 10 to play with. Your first deposit's $100, you got 200 to play with. It's the best place to play weekly best ball. One of my favorites are their player prop bets, the higher or lower. And think it's super dope. But as always, my friends, bet within your means and bet responsibly. Green Bay Packers on the clock, going Joe Alt. Okay, that's my OT2 probably. Actually, you should have. I was gonna say probably because like, oh, have I released my offensive tackle video yet? Because I haven't, but at the time that you're seeing this video, it was probably came out earlier today. So, spoiler, Joel, OT2 baby. But yeah, Joel doing some good things at Notre Dame and could come in and be that left tackle of the future. New Orleans Saints are gonna go with Kingsley Suimatea. Oh, interesting. Let's see. While I still believe that they're invested in development of Pennon, the Saints need to find other options. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Pennon hasn't looked like it's it, but I mean, essentially this year's his rookie year because he was hurt. I mean, can one of these guys maybe play guard in the meantime? Probably not, man. Pennon's like tall as hell. What's Kingsley at? I want to say he's probably 6'6". He is in fact 6'6", so still tall. I mean, you can have him play there. You can have him play a guard, but still freaking tall. But isn't Andres Pete like 6'7"? They can make it work. Just get your best players playing on the offensive line. Atlanta Falcons are gonna go with JJ McCarthy. McCarthy's been a hot riser for a lot of people. I'm still on the wait and see. I guess state of things. I want to see him go against legit talent in the Big Ten. I mean, I don't think we're gonna know anything from games against Indiana, Minnesota, Nebraska. I don't think those games are gonna really tell us much. So I'm eager to see him against like the Penn States, the Ohio States. That's what I'm eager for. Let's see, because I mean he has already made a big jump, but now let's see how that jump is when you're facing other top tier competition. So yeah, for some people, man, McCarthy's already in this like top 10 area. I am not quite there yet, but I can be if he continues to trend the right direction. Arizona Cardinals, they get Jared Verse, so they get Malik Neighbors with pick 5, and they're like, okay, now let's address defense. They grab Jared Verse to kind of come in and be a nice little pass rusher for them. I still like the idea of a corner. I think they desperately need more corner help. It's a volatile position, so keep throwing talent at it. But kind of is what it is. Jared Verse, he's really turned it on the last 3 games. So good on you, buddy, man. He's jacked to the gill, dude. Ever since coming from Albany, man, the guy has just been putting on mass, putting on muscle. Indianapolis Colts, Donovan Jackson. What? All right, it appears that the Colts found something with the run game and Anthony Richardson, but they have to continue to invest in the offensive line. Oh, excuse me, hiccups. Donovan Jackson is an athletic guard who can play either guard position. I get it, Will Fries is bad, but this feels like a reach. Oh man, what a hiccup. I really think Donovan Jackson goes back to school. I still think he needs a little polish to him. He's giving me Wyatt. What was it? Was it Wyatt Harris? Oh, who was the former Ohio State guard? I really liked him coming out. Wyatt. Wasn't Wyatt Harris. Man, y'all know who I'm talking about though. Oh, it's probably Wyatt Davis. There we go. It's Wyatt Davis. So he gives me a little like Wyatt Davis flashes. I would never take an interior player in this draft this early, that just feels like a bad choice. Even if he ends up being solid for your team, swing for better, like higher positions of value. Las Vegas Raiders go Quinn Ewers. Wow, the Bo Nix disrespect is real. Okay. This one is interesting. Quinn Ewers, honestly, I probably should have JJ McCarthy above Quinn Ewers. But like, Quinn Ewers has stepped up in big games this year. JJ McCarthy just hasn't had like big games. By big games, I mean against like Alabama, Oklahoma, and the like. But yeah, I mean, Quinn Ewers is definitely trending down for me, just because he goes through these dry spells. The downfield accuracy is sporadic. Yeah, as long as JJ McCarthy doesn't have like a Bowling Green game, then I think he'll be A-okay. So I think those guys are probably a lot closer. Yeah, I think they're a lot closer than many anticipate. That's kind of why they're like QB5, QB6, 7, because Shadur's up in there too. Washington Commanders go Brock Bowers. Forgot he was still on the board. This is great value. Eric Bieniemy would love a target like Brock Bowers. They currently have Logan Thomas, and he had a big game against the Bears, and just imagine if Brock Bowers just instead, because like Logan Thomas, dude's up there in age, man. I'm glad to see him back, man, but he's just kind of a walking injury red flag waiting to happen. So I like the pick. I think Bowers goes higher than this though. Jets go Armarius Mims. They go tackle. That makes all the sense in the world. If you didn't know, now you know. They need some tackle help. I don't think they bring back Mackay back then. You could have Elijah Vera Tucker out there on the outside, but Dwayne Brown is probably played his last season. Max Mitchell hasn't really shown much yet. So grabbing another tackle just to shore up the offensive line I think would go a long way. And Mims, can't wait for this cat to come back. Had ankle surgery like 3 weeks ago. I think he's got to sit another 3 more. Cincinnati Bengals go Rome Odunze. I love this pick. Some people are like, why would the Bengals go wide receiver? It's kind of like T. Higgins is waiting to be extended financially. Like, man, I just don't see them being able to hold on to all of Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Joe Burrow. It seems like it's going to be a lot of money, and then T. Higgins kind of lost some value at this point. He's had not a great season thus far. And Rome Odunze, he's big, he's fast. It's a T. Higgins replacement. It legitimately is. Pick 18, Los Angeles Chargers go Xavier Worthy. Why? What are we here? Chargers wide receiver room took a hit losing Mike Williams to a torn ACL in recent years. Their receiver room has always been one of the strengths of this team, and if they want to stay competitive, they need to continue to invest in it. With a first rounder? So you're going back-to-back first round wide receivers? Like Joshua Palmer right now seeing more time than Quentin Johnston? Like, I get reinvesting in the position, but I don't think you do that in the first round. I mean, you're getting just crazy speed here, but I wouldn't do it. Los Angeles Rams go Latu. You're going to have him opposite of Byron Young, who's having a phenomenal year. You look on the interior, of course, you got Aaron Donald looking great. You got Kobe Turner playing well. Even, was it Jonah Williams? Is that their edge player? I can't recall. Not their edge, but like their 3-4 edge. Like, he had a sack this past game. I think it was a strip sack too, wasn't it? Might not have been, but yeah, no, keep adding to the defensive line. Like, especially if offensive line, at this point, you've seen a lot of tackles come off the board. Love to get a tackle for the Rams, but it's not there, it's not there. Go ahead, get edge help, get more help on the defense in general. Have we seen a corner go yet? They're like, oh, what, do we just hate corners? How does a guard go before the top corner? Riddle me that, Batman. Houston Texans take Chop Robinson. Still haven't seen a corner yet. I imagine Steelers are the next pick. If a corner doesn't go there, are we just doing a no cornerback class? Like no cornerback draft? But dude, another explosive edge rusher opposite of Will Anderson. I don't mind that. I think Drazon Newton is kind of the obvious pick here. Like Miko loves to stop the run. Newton does that, and he is also a penetrator. But I do expect them maybe to like invest in the trenches early in this draft class. This is where Steelers take Kool-Aid McKinstry, first corner off the board. All right, I want to read if Mr. Sanchez here talks about any why the corner position fell. The Steelers look like they found something with Joey Porter Jr. One corner position, but the other corner position is still an issue as the secondary is the weak point of the defense. Kool-Aid McKinstry is a man-to-man corner that has value as a nickel. Given the Steelers' opportunity to reshuffle the secondary to fill multiple roles. And let's not pretend like Kool-Aid is a nickel only. Let's not pretend that he is a nickel, a slot corner only. This guy's playing on the outside. I mean, it's a great pick for the Steelers, but the first corner coming off the board at 21, I don't know about that one. Seahawks get Drazon Newton. That's great. You get some interior pass rush with a very good run stuffer as well. I think the Seahawks would love that. They'd be all over that. Dallas Cowboys go Barrett Carter. I'm just going to say I don't think there's a first-round linebacker in this class, but I get it. Carter, stupid, great athlete. They've had... Oh, they've had... Demonte Clark, right? He's playing the middle. Van Der Esch got hurt, but they've been playing... was it Bell, the former safety from Florida A&M? There at linebacker. He had actually a pretty stellar game against the Chargers just the other night. So if I like Cowboys, man, like maybe, I mean, you really could go wherever the heck you want. I would, with how the corner position has fallen, I would snag a corner. I mean, you get Diggs back. Stephon Gilmore is up there in years. Darren Bland has looked pretty good, but he's a guy that can play outside and in the slot. So just grabbing more depth at corner seems kind of nice. Jacksonville Jaguars take Dallas Turner, get more pass rush help. Pass rush was pretty good this week against the Colts. They were down Braden Smith, but I think you're going to need more guys there. Especially Travon Walker is such a flexible body type that you could still have like Josh Allen, Dallas Turner, Travon Walker all on the field at the same time. Tampa Bay Buccaneers go Cameron Kitchens. Ooh. I do believe Antoine Winfield might be a free agent coming up, right? Or did they extend him? I'm not positive. Don't quote me. But even then, Ryan Neal, is that who they signed? He hasn't really fit in too well here for the Tampa Bay defense. I mean, you could always kick Antoine Winfield back into the slot. They were doing that all last season. You got Kitchens to be that center fielder. Neal playing more of a box role, which he should. Like, you can do a lot of things with this. The value's great here, so I don't mind it. Buffalo Bills, they go Troy Franklin. Still no Bo Nix, by the way. Gabe Davis will be a free agent after this season. If you don't want to pay for him, then you could definitely find a tall, vertical, speedy receiver. Franklin is that. There's a few of those in this class, so I don't think I'd bring back Gabe Davis. But Franklin, man, very, very nimble feet, man. He's starting to put it together as a route runner, man. Watch out for him. Baltimore Ravens, Kalen King, great value. Don't really know what more to say about this. They need someone opposite of Marlon Humphrey, like that, a legitimate corner two. They've had like what? They brought in Ronald Darby. They had Rocky Sin. I know injuries played a big part in it, but just it's a volatile position. Keep adding talent to it. Good value here. Detroit Lions, they take Denzel Burke. They're like, hey, you know what? We screwed up on Jeff Okudah, and let's shoot our shot again with another, and I mean another Ohio State corner prospect. But this time you're not picking him at like what was he, like 3 or 4? I can't remember what pick Okudah was, but yeah, no, Burks has been having a really good season. Miami Dolphins, they go Jordan Morgan. I've been saying Jordan Morgan. I think the last couple of mocks I've done, I've had Jordan Morgan go to the Niners. So it kind of makes sense that Mike McDaniels, who might have a tackle opening with Terron Armstead often hurt, might be a cap casualty at the end of the year. Kendall Lamb's been fine, but I mean, I think he's more of a backup than actual like year-long starter. So Graham Morgan, like, got a lot of power in his frame, moves exceptionally well, be a good fit. So what are the Niners going to get since Morgan's off the board? They go, oh, this is too high for Andrew Makuba. He's a versatile prospect, man, but like he's a guy falling down boards. He really is. Like the play hasn't been bad this season, but people are looking at him like maybe is he like a slot only? Is he maybe an outside corner because he's got some decent length and size to him? Like, I don't see Makuba being this high. It's not like Makuba's having a bad season. I don't know. It'll be interesting here. I mean, I guess, yeah. The first thing that came to mind was like maybe they're trying to get a Jimmy Ward replacement, and there's his name right there, Jimmy Ward. Kansas City Chiefs, Xavier Leggett. I get it. He's big. 6'3", 225 apparently. I had him down at 227. But the dude is fast. His launch speed is nuts. He legitimately a physically dominating receiver. I think he has one of the fastest radar times this season at like 23 miles an hour. So like the Chiefs, you're looking at them like, man, we need a pass catcher to step up. That's not Travis Kelce. So Leggett, honestly, probably a better MVS. I think the ball skills are better. And then finally, Emeka Egbuka. Forgot he was still on the board. Going to the Eagles. Eagles, they brought in Zacchaeus because for their slot player, they wanted, at least assumed they wanted a better route runner. That's why we saw Quez Watkins kind of go to wide receiver 4, used more as a situational receiver, though he's been hurt this season. So like Emeka Egbuka, actually really good fit then. It's kind of an upgrade over Zacchaeus. So I like that. I like it a lot. I really think he can be an elite slot player in the NFL. But interesting draft all in all. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it for the video. Go ahead, do that YouTube thing. And as always, until next time, be easy, my friends. Later.